Hey guys, so we're going to try and paint our self-portrait today. So when you look at mine, you can see I drew it, and if you look close, you can see that I did these very, very light lines that are to show where the shadows are. So I kind of just outlined the shadows. I didn't Sharpie that part though. Okay. So then what I need to do is put my paint onto my palette. Okay. So as a little something extra, I'm going to do a little color wheel first to kind of show you how the colors interact. But you guys don't have to do this part. Okay? So the reasons I picked these colors, like I said, they're the primary colors. Primary means the first colors, like the colors you have to start with to mix and make new colors. There's no color you can mix to make blue or red or yellow. Now technically you could mix to make black, because black is all colors mixed together, but you have to do it exactly right. It's actually really hard to do. Okay, so let's make a little color wheel here. I'm gonna get a little red, and I have to wash off in between each color. Very important, otherwise my colors will mix before I want them to. A little yellow. A little blue. Okay, so when I mix two primary colors, I get a secondary color. So if I take a little red, move it here, and then just from the edge, without ruining all the yellow, take a little yellow and mix it here. I'm going to end up getting orange. Now right there, I can see that it's still pretty dark, so I'm going to get a little more yellow. So if I put it here, you can see I'm starting to get orange. But yellow is a very soft color, is what I would say, not dark. It's a very light color. So that's more orange. So mixing it, you need more yellow than other colors. So let's say a little red over here, then a little blue, and there's purple. And then if I mix a little blue and yellow, green. Okay, so there's a color wheel. A color wheel is a chart showing the relationships between colors. Pretty simple. And you can actually mix even more. So like if I have green mixed with blue, I get this more bluey green, like teal, sort of. If I have green mixed with yellow, I get this more yellowy green, kind of like lime green. And you could do that for every color. So you can make a yellow orange, you can make a red orange, you could make a red violet or a blue violet. Violet and purple are the same thing. Okay. Now, what happens when you mix, for example, contrasting colors, very different colors that are across from each other? So let's say I mixed red and green. So I'm going to make a little green, blue, yellow, okay, made a little green, wash it off all the way. I'm going to grab a little red and mix it. So what color are we getting here? I'm getting kind of a maroon right now. So what I'm trying to go for is like a neutral color. Neutral is when you mix opposites and it starts to turn brown or gray. So if it's very purple, what's opposite of purple? Yellow. So I'll put a little more yellow. Oh, and look, it's starting to turn brown. Okay. So neutrals are mixing opposites to make colors that are in between, like gray and brown. And we're actually going to use that when we're talking about making skin tone. And let's talk about one more way of mixing, and that's the white and the black. So for example, everybody knows pink. If I use red, and then I get a little white, pink. Mixing white with a color makes it lighter, and that's called a tint. Okay, T-I-N-T, tint. Let's say I do red, and mix a little black with it. Ooh, very dark red. That's called a shade. So this is a shade of red. Right, so mixing white or black makes a light or a dark color, and a tint is a light one with white, and a shade is a dark one with black. Okay, so we needed to know this because we're going to need to mix our colors for our face. So, for example, if I'm looking at my skin, I have pretty light skin, but everybody's different, and shadows are going to make a huge difference on what color your skin is on what parts of your face. So again, I'm going to try to make me a neutral. I'm going to get a little red, get a little blue, get a little yellow. Now that kind of turned green, right? So if it's too green, what's opposite of green? Red. I need some more red. And you can see I'm not ruining the color for everybody else. I'm always drawing from the very edge of the color. I'm just getting a little bit and I'm putting it in my mixing spot. Okay, now this is a pretty good reddish brown. And so that might be a good shadow color. If I keep my colors too dark, I can take a little bit of white, mix it in. Look at that. It's kind of a good shadow on a skin color. So I'm going to start trying to fill it in, because I can paint over parts I mess up. So I'm going to say the shadows on my face, I'm going to try to make them this sort of dark peach color to start with, because I can come back and I can go over and make it lighter again later. So this is when I was looking at the mirror, I decided what parts I thought were shadowy. I'm trying to stay inside my Sharpie line because I don't want the skin color to go outside. Right. So now that I have a shadow color, I can start trying to make some lighter skin colors to build on top of it. So I'm going to take my little blue, take my little red, take plenty of yellow, and mix. Now I'm going to take plenty of white because I'm going to try and make this light. Okay, so now if we look at me again, I think that I have a lot more pink. So I'm going to try to put a little more red, and a little more white, and make more of a pinky color. Okay. A little too purple, I feel. Get some yellow. Oh, that's getting closer. More white. That's pretty close. I'm going to start trying to put it in the highlight spots. So I'm kind of trying to blend in one color with the other. So now I've got kind of the dark color in sort of this medium color. And then I'll make a very light highlight color. Let's see how that goes. And I can always go back and add more and repaint over any of this. It doesn't turn out quite right. I'm painting over the Sharpie lines a little bit, but I'm trying to avoid it so that we can still see the lines of the picture. Okay. So now I'm just going to use the same color I already have and just add a lot of white to it. See if I can get a really light highlight color. So that would be where the parts of your face are very light, where the ceiling lights are shining on them. Okay. So that would be about the end of your nose, on your cheeks, and on your forehead. Usually. You can look in the mirror and see what makes sense for you. Okay, I'm going to wash this off because I'm going to try to go back and make the dark a little smoother. So, red, blue, yellow. Maybe a little black because I'm trying to make a dark shadow here. Okay. I'm going to go in and put some more shadow color. I do it on the bottom of the fingers here too because I have fingers in my picture. Oops, forgot to do this here. That's a problem. Okay, I'm going to wash my brush. I'm going to get most of the water off of it. I'm going to leave it a little bit wet, and then I can kind of brush together stuff that's already there. If the brush is a little wet, it'll let me kind of spread out the paint. Alright. So the other parts are not quite as difficult. The skin is probably going to be the hardest part. But like, for example, we could do my hair. Is brown, and it's like dark brown, so make me some more brown. Okay, there we go. And I'm gonna put a little black because my hair is dark. Make a shade. Okay. Oop, that was my fault. I dripped. Be more careful. Okay, so now I'm gonna go and try to do my hair. I'm going to hold the paper up a little bit so I can get off the edge without getting it on the table. Okay, so I'll keep working on this, shade it, and finish it. But I think the hardest part is mixing those neutral colors to make the dark, the middle, and the light parts of the skin. Okay guys, bye.